My wallet is sobbing. I can hear it. I can hear it in the hall now. It is breaking down, crying.
It turns out that Attila, the arrogant so-and-so, he's got a fake hammer.
Oh, a fake?
Yeah.
Whoa. As I say, dick.
Welcome to episode 88 of the Your Allegiance podcast. And this week we have some more interviews. We have Marc Calvo on with us, and we have, just before him, we'll have Dennis Derby. So two very awesome, talented people, probably more talented than the three of us put together. Would you say that, guys?
Yeah, I reckon.
I think it's fair to say, yeah.
Yeah, there's no denying that.
No.
Although Rich does claim now that he's t-shirt design king, I see here.
I do. I sent you guys a picture that I took earlier that I'm going to put on the t-shirts. That's 3 of my own t-shirts I'll be wearing at Allegiance Con this year.
Yeah, I've pre-ordered so many t-shirts off the different awesome people that are offering t-shirts that I don't know if I should bring any clothes.
No, well, I've had to keep the orders of t-shirts down just because I haven't got the space here now. I do need to go through mine though, so I might do that before we go. See what
I'm always thinking I'll squeeze in a t-shirt, even if it's just keeping 3D parts kind of protected, like the equivalent of bubble wrap in t-shirt form.
No, my wife, was it yesterday or the day before? She was like, I said, I'm going to do another t-shirt again. And she's like, you are an attention whore. And I was like, apparently I am. Doing lots of t-shirts going, look at me.
Oh, I'd never have guessed that. Guy on a podcast likes attention.
I was going to say, are you guys happy for me to use the podcast name above the latest t-shirt?
Sure.
Do you guys, bearing in mind the subject matter, do you want to be associated with that?
Look, you're associated with the podcast yourself. So, if you do something stupid, it kind of hangs around all our necks. We just have to live with it.
It's not stupid. I'm just making clear, people will see it. I might post it up beforehand, but people will see, I'm just making clear my allegiances and my dislikes.
They know you don't like the Noble Bear,
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's along those themes, as always. Rightio. So today, as we record, it's the pre-order for the Graveyard Skeletons went up, and also the Heavy Gunner for Cosmic. We had a wee bit of drama initially because
bit of panic.
It wouldn't. The address wouldn't be accepted, and usually that's just put your address in again and it goes through. But that didn't work for any of us. And then we saw a lot of people that seemed to be in that position. I think it was maybe people outside the US only, because maybe they had a different. Obviously, they have this flat $9.99 rate in the US, so maybe they just didn't add the other rates for us over here. But it went through eventually after about 20 minutes or so.
Got sorted pretty quick, whatever the problem was.
And luckily, it wasn't like the Skeleton Legion builder that sold out in 10 minutes there a couple of months ago. The Heavy Gunner's still there and still available as we chat a couple hours afterwards. So,
yeah.
Phew.
You and I would have been disappointed, John. I think Mal was on a cliff edge. No, I can't get it. That's it. Done.
Yeah, it would have been me and Rich doing the start part of this podcast. Yeah. For sure.
Nah,
at least we had the interviews with the two guys in the back already, so
Yeah.
Regardless, worst comes to the worst, I could just go, right, oh, hi, welcome to the show. Here's the interviews. Bye.
Don't ever talk about Malcolm again. Nobody. Like, what happened to Malcolm? Who? No, don't know who you mean.
Malcolm who?
Yeah. No.
So just find another Brit and replace you, Mal. We never had anyone called Mal. We've always had this guy on. What are you on about?
Mal is irreplaceable, Rich. Whatever about me.
I know, yeah.
You got to have the nice guy,
Sadly,
You got to have the
there's
nice
many
guy
women
fence.
in my past that would disagree.
Well, thankfully, women don't listen to this show, so
Well, that's it, isn't it?
There you
not that we'd welcome female listeners, of course. I think Stephanie Orkin, she might be our one
She
female
does.
listener.
She's a
Yeah, so,
legend.
Yeah, exactly. So when I look at the stats for the podcast, it's always female is like 1% or whatever. That's you, Stephanie. You're there. So here is the 4-pack, obviously, with some awesome Trevor photos. I got a big photo here of them. That's kind of what you get. So that's pretty cool. The masks that they showed on all the different figures this week goes on pretty much most of the figures. So you don't have to have a skeleton wearing a skeleton mask. You can put them on your other figures and they'll fit well.
I put a comment on the post where they showed that going, oh, this clearly shows there's a lack of a bald-headed, bearded barbarian that this skull would fit on beautifully. Nobody liked it. Not a single like. I don't know whether people thought I was being, I can't believe he's showing such. It's like, oh, come on.
Purely in jest.
It was totally.
So, so we all are going to order this. We can talk about the ordering options because we don't have to order this directly from the Horseman. Given that we are outside of America, we should go for our more local retailers. That's because they're offering it's supposed to be they're allowed to operate at the same price. So yeah,
but that
someone's
dollar
forgotten to sell the UK one.
I was going to say that dollar to the pound exchange rate is very appealing at the moment, though.
Yeah, if we look at so we do have Emporium of Cool, which is this is the share this one. This is Emporium of Cool. So this is the UK retailer. And they have decided that $99.99 equals the same as £99.99. Now, a quick check on the currency calculator says that it's more like £76 is $99. So they're definitely using the exchange rate to their advantage on you poor UK guys. But that is an option. And I think still overall, after shipping and taxes, if it was going to fall into the tax thing, you're probably still getting out cheaper. But for us lucky people in Europe, and you're at least saving on the hassle for UK, shall we say then, if you're getting local. For us lucky people in Europe, they do know how to convert the currency. So this is €91.99 from first one I saw up is Mighty Underground. So I haven't seen anyone else post it yet. So that's definitely possible from there, and that's approximately $100. So at today's rates, so I think they're just passing it straight through. So that's sweet. So anyone in Europe, that's definitely a place to go, and they're a good retailer. Very reliable. I've ordered off them before. Lots of people have ordered off them, and they offer a great service. So definitely worth a go.
And works out very similarly in pounds to the dollar conversion as well. So an option for UK people potentially.
Yeah, because they do ship to the UK. So yeah, definitely an option. Yeah. Then we got
it's just a case of whether the shipping and the tax is copy sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, Emporium might well still end up being the cheapest option for us, even with their interesting calculations.
Not sure that's like 20. You've got £25 to play with there, pretty much.
Yeah.
This is the heavy gunner then. So how many did you order, Mal?
I went with the 4.
You got the limit so far. I think that limit might be lifted.
I think so.
After 24 hours or something, did they say?
So Mal will be buying another 24 at that point, Mal?
Well, someone has very kindly offered me a couple of their extra ones if I do decide I want more. So we'll see.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Now there is all the extra stuff that you get as well. Well, some of it, is pauldrons and the thing that comes over the torso, but you get a lot of hands. You get 4 sets of hands. You get the very cool gun. You get that little wrist attachment type thing, like a little rocket or something. Comes with the Turkey Lady. Previously.
Mbira Jamira.
That's right,
Yep.
Yeah.
Myra Jimbira.
Yeah. And don't forget this iconic photograph.
Such a good shot.
Yeah.
The little rocket comes with Novian Lean.
Is it Novian Lean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Myra comes with the spikes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. See,
No,
I got that wrong the last time, so I hedged my bets.
that's why I chuckled, because it dawned on me we'd done the same. We'd said the same thing again.
The other way around. There you go.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of, I guess, what's went up today. There's also some Figura Obscura. I see.
Yes.
A couple hours after live, we still got the Gods of Ancient Egypt up there. I did organize these in new to old, but it doesn't seem to work that way. So Headless Horseman, they mustn't have had many of them. They're sold out.
That went really quick. I saw somebody put in I had it and it's gone out my cart sort of thing within about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Cosmic Legions, Outpost Axios All In, that also sold out. The book 1 is still there for $500. So if you did miss out on that, and book 2 for $200, all ins. So that's a very good way to get up to speed with Cosmic. And they still have some of the in-stock sales stuff there. So you can see the Deluxe Legion builders are still there. Various and Phobos are still there. Swig, will he ever go away? No, he won't.
No.
He's still there.
There's thousands of him, John.
Yeah, Boreas. So you've never been able to get horses cheaper, I guess, and more easily. So.
It's really cool.
No, I was chatting to another British collector earlier who said that he'd chucked a Boreas in with his order just because it was so cheap. He's just like, well, I may as well get a horse as well.
Why not? If we all need a horse. Demistros is still there, Rich. Have you caved and ordered more of Demistros?
No. Pretty much every day I check it and go, how many are left?
I must admit, I occasionally hover over that line.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm still hoping they'll have some at Legions Con, because it's like, is this all their stock? Because the Vorgus Familius 2 sold out at one point on the website, but then it's back in stock again now, and loads of them. So, yeah, I would much rather just pick them up at Legions Con, if for nothing other reason I can make a noise in the room unpacking them.
Yeah,
Mind you.
Sure. You know what? You can unpack mine too.
That's fair enough. Yeah, go for it.
There's a little bit of, it's got to the point where I've gotten my cash for Legions Con. I don't really want to be spending more outside of that, on my credit card, because but I had to get the Gunners.
Well, the day this is released, it will be exactly 3 weeks to G-Con Day. So that's basically when Legions Con starts. So tomorrow, in 3 weeks' time, Rich, which will be the Tuesday, you'll be packing your bag, as you've said the day
I
before
will.
This time. Yeah,
100% promised. Otherwise, I might not make it to Legions Con because I might get killed. But in my defense, last year I was only making customs like an hour and a half before my coach to the airport. I don't know what everybody was panicking about. It was it was all
making them as you were setting up the table. To be honest, I was I was 3 pints deep with Dennis in the bar when you were still setting up at the table.
Yeah, this year it's fair to say my setup will be a lot quicker. I've got a plan this year.
Going to put a plastic bag on the table and say, right, let's go. Yeah. Where's the pub?
Yeah, lucky dip. Jinx.
All right. Well, these interviews are quite long, so we should probably get over to them so that we don't make this episode too much of a mammoth. People only have a certain amount of time, but you can save them up for your trip to Legions Con. There'll be lots of long road trips on the way to Legions Con. If you're listening to this at Legions Con, make sure to come over and say hi to us in person when you get there. I always forget to promote our stuff, so I'm going to say YouTube. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, go and subscribe. We should get to 500 subscribers or something. We're at 200 and something now, so go and subscribe over there. You can still listen to the audio version, which is probably still better. So, that's the way I like to listen to it. But people like the YouTube, and I can do it now reasonably easy. So, give the people what they want. if they want to, if we can deliver it for low cost. And Patreon, come over, visit us at Patreon. That'll get you a discount at our Legions Con table. From me anyway. I guess Rich too, you'd be willing to knock a couple of dollars off for Patrons.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there you go. And hugs are always free. And Mal is definitely the best at those. So you get him. Rich has gone mad. He's not happy. He reckons he's good on the hug game.
I'm we'll see. We'll have a hug off when we're there.
But it depends. Like Mal is, kind of normal size. Rich is quite tall, so you might have your head in Rich's boobs, whereas you'd be face to face with Mal.
I was gonna say something. There's a few taller, bigger guys there, so there's a few I'll be in their boobs. And watch out for demon wangs when that happens. So anyway, on that rather I don't know, poor note, let's head over to something a lot better, which is interviews with first up Dennis Derby, very early in the morning for Dennis, so he was great to come on then, and then it'll be over to Mark, so enjoy. So, Dennis Derby, great to have you back on again. You were on with us last year on episode 30. So now this is going to be episode, I think, 88. So that's a bit of a jump. But great to have you back on and chat a bit of Legions and Legions Con and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me back on, gentlemen. It's good to see you all again and chat with you all, and look forward to seeing you all in November.
Absolutely, yeah. How have you been keeping in the 58 episodes since we last spoke on the podcast?
been fairly busy. Had another kid.
Oh yeah. What age?
Oh wow.
What age is?
Annabelle is 5 months as of October 1st. So
how many have you got now, Dennis? Is that 4 or 5?
That's 4. 4.
Wow. And that's why we're recording it very early in the morning your time. Is it 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. there?
It's 6 a.m. here.
6 a.m. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty early. So get those coffees into you and we'll chat.
Yeah.
And so I take it you haven't been over to Ireland then in the last 12 months then with the new arrivals.
I haven't traveled anywhere in the last 12 months except for to Chicago. That's it, but that's only an hour away.
Ah, okay. So that's by plane an hour away or by road?
Oh no, by taking the train.
Okay, cool. So they still have efficient trains over there, guys.
We have 1 or 2, yeah.
And has the baby been keeping you from the customizing and all that, or have you managed to squeeze it in?
You know what? I squeezed a little bit in, but it's definitely slowed down quite a bit. So I've had to take the time that I have and really kind of maximize it and really think about what I'm doing, and and that's been fun. It's it's life. You just get through it, and you do it again.
For sure.
Yeah,
and you've been finding more efficient ways, I guess, to do things. Because I know you're a fan of that with your painting and all that.
Yeah, more efficient, and then just kind of specializing and really kind of doing stuff that is more appealing to me. Making different nights and whatnot. So that's been fun.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have a look at those in a short while. But yeah. Rich is definitely a fan of nights, but I know that. Mal is little bit of the more the naysayer on this, huh?
It depends on the night. I like them to look a little bit more, fantastical than just a night. So.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know though. I think the last time I've gone to decent art museums, looking through some of the actual armor and weapons, it's pretty. Some of it's fairly strange. More fantastical than you would think it would be.
Some of the cod pieces are a bit weird. Just to get base right at the start,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're absolutely insane, and that, and some of the helmets and some of the combination pistols with swords, and there's some strange things out there, but yeah, I think it's fun to kind of go in the fantastical direction as well.
Oh, definitely.
For sure. And you're a fan of museums and stuff, Dennis, looking at all this kind of stuff.
I
You
am.
have I think you have a couple of good ones over there in America, and obviously over here where, a lot of that stuff comes from here originally, the medieval stuff at least. And
Oh yeah. Yeah.
have you been to any over in the UK or?
I've been to a couple in Spain.
Oh yeah, Spain is a good spot for that.
Been to one in Dublin years ago, and then in France as well. But it's been a while, and I should get refreshed. We do have a couple of decent ones, here in the U.S. There's one in Philadelphia, and obviously the museum in New York City is really quite nice.
Yeah.
There's a decent one in Chicago as well, and even locally, we have one here that has a relatively decent medieval armory. So it's it's what you make of it, and how you can kind of use your time and get out there and see things.
Absolutely, yeah. And would you take some references for your customizing from that kind of stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
Metallics and shades and that kind of thing, as well as kind of design.
Yeah, absolutely. And and it's funny because you look at some of the armor that's on exhibit, and you can see a lot of them originally were covered in either some type of lacquer or some type of painting, and it's like how can I get that type of color and really integrate it into what we're doing. Again, it's not anything that's a world changing event here, but it's just fun. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's I think it's nice to be to sometimes be a little bit accurate to maybe what they did historically, or
Sure.
to have a reason why you did something. It's like, I did this kind of shade or wash on the armor because I saw it in this old stuff, or that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's fun, and I've just enjoyed the painting process, and I'm starting to print my own stuff as well now. So
are you? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's just again, for like large scale type of projects, I'll usually have either Anthony Velez from Noble Bear or Paris from Dusk Till Dawn do the printing, but just kind of trial and error stuff, I'll do it myself. But I don't have the patience or the capacity to sit down and run a print farm here.
Yeah, that is a lot of work, and a lot of smelly work, and with small kids.
Yeah. That would probably I'd be divorced fairly quickly if I was caught eating the prints.
Yeah, for sure. But it's cool too, if you do have a design, or either you get, either doing the design yourself, or if you commission someone to do a 3D sculpt for you, you can at least print it yourself, do a paint prototype,
Yes.
mess around, maybe even think, oh, that little piece is sticking out a bit too much or not enough or whatever. So
Absolutely. And that's a good point, because it is a lot of trial and error, and I think in the customization process, you're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna have some happy little errors, but it's it's fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Right, shall we take a look at some of the pictures that Dennis sent
We can.
over?
Before we do that, John, can I just pitch
go
in
for it,
quickly?
Rich.
Dennis and anybody else who's coming over to the UK, if you're into military stuff, the Oxford Natural History Museum has got an entire floor. Now, it's quite a small floor, but an entire floor devoted to military stuff from all over the world.
Oh,
so there's Pacific Island weapons, there's samurai stuff, there's medieval European armor, all sorts of stuff. Is incredible.
Now, if you're flying into Heathrow, what's the easiest way to get there? Because I think a lot of people don't necessarily know how to get there.
Yeah, it would be a train. Would be by far and away the easiest method. Yeah.
Good to know. Well, cool.
For the pain and grief, you might hear us complain about trains every so often when the weather's bad. The train network in the UK is generally very, very good.
Yeah.
Expensive, but very, very good.
And Oxford isn't that far from London, is it?
About an hour, is it?
An hour.
About an hour or so, yeah. Not far at all.
Right. And where is Cambridge in relation to Oxford, actually? Because I know those two universities are kind of quite competitive.
Relatively close. Cambridge is nearer London.
Nearer.
again.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
okay. Very good. We wouldn't have any reason to darken their doors, would we?
Oh God, no.
Yeah. All right. Let's have a quick look through what you sent us, Dennis. So, obviously on the night team a bit here, but you talk to us about what we're looking at here, and
Yeah, and that's the one on the left. That's one of the standard hound face bassinets that they that was included, I think, with either the vampire phalanx or the maybe the Father Christmas. And the guy on the right, that's a custom sculpt that I had commissioned through Blue D Sculptures, and painted it myself. And what I did to kind of get that color is, the vampire phalanx figure and the Black Knight figure are fairly glossy. They're very, very shiny. So I took it apart and I sprayed it with a matte sealer, which really took the color to a much, much softer black, much less shine. And then I did I just kind of just put a little bit of silver on to the end of a dry brush and kind of stippled it in. So it would match the color from the you can see the torso is from one of the Furious Four. And so it matched that fairly easily. And then I used a weathering medium. It's called Noosh. It's by
Monument Hobbies. Yeah,
it's
That's
really
really good, huh?
because if you mix it up, what I did is I mixed it with some black and just a couple dots of like a gunmetal color. Let it sit on the figure for 15 minutes, and then I took a sponge and just kind of gently hit the edges. So it looks like it's all kind of the same color, which is what the intention was. But but it shows a little bit of weathering. It has some shine, but not enough to be distracting there.
Yeah. That it gives it a depth, then, doesn't it? That kind of last step in the process there with the wash.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. That stuff is great for because it basically, the trick with it is it lets you work with the paint for much longer. So as you say, you can let it sit on, and then it's still wipeable off, and you can almost get it off pretty much clean in places if you want to.
Yeah, you can, and that's the same thing with this one. That close helmet there that you're seeing on the right hand side, that was an Italian piece. I think it was out of Milan. I'd have to check the reference book, but that's an existing helmet. There's a sturgeon on the top, and if you can see below the visor, you can see the face that's carved into it. Fantastical helmets are awesome, but sometimes this history has a sense of being even more fantastic than what we'd expect. So I was absolutely enamored with this helmet. I had seen it maybe 20 years ago when I was up at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and I think it was going through as a touring exhibit, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I had a couple of pictures of it, used it as a point of reference, and that wasn't enough. I had to go find a book on the armorers of that era, and I got a better high resolution picture and used that for kind of the base work.
That's pretty sweet.
The swords on this one look very interesting. The handles.
Yeah, those are from Borderland. I think Borderland, or is it Horde Borderland? They're
Borderland Horde. Yeah, we had them on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, nice. They're nice guys. But those came from their they had a War Pig pack that they did, and I didn't get the pig, but I thought the swords were kind of interesting. Obviously, very fantastical, but it worked pretty well, and that was another one where I played with the with the wash mediums in order to fill in the runes on the blade and kind of give it a weathered look. I didn't really know what I was going for with those, but I just kind of that was when I first started using that medium, and just really kind of just kept on adding different colors until I got kind of a weird rusted effect that I think, it works fairly well for the figure. So
For sure, yeah. And I love that. Did who sculpted that helmet then, or?
that was Blue Sculptures.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she does most of the stuff that I've had sculpted over the last 2 years has been her, and they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, I was going to say that's amazing. I mean, that's a real helmet, but it's as good, if not better, than anything else we've seen in the line, and it looks fantastical as well. It's just
very cool.
And that's one of the things. Like, you see a lot of the sculpted helmets that people are making, and it's like I get kind of, I guess, weird with that stuff because it's like I look at a visor and I'm like, you could easily stick a couple daggers through there, or that's what type of protection does that really offer? And again, I know it's toys, which is why I'm just a weird person, but that's kind of one of my just weird things. So
about whatever gives you pleasure and whatever when you're looking at it makes you happy, isn't it? So
yeah, and it's like you want to kind of do it, you want to do it your own way, and that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, looks cool. And is there any way of these being on sale on either your table or yours? Your table?
I printed about 100 of them off.
Oh wow!
So I'm painting them up, and I'll have them for sale at my table. And
amazing.
Yeah, so I'll have them down there. So come on by. I'm table 21, and
so if you want to spice up your armory nights as well. I mean that must have been a really cool thing for you when you saw it, given your night family.
Oh, absolutely. And I sent a pack of these over to Jeremy as well, so he can kind of take a look at it in conjunction with those, and it'll be fun because the 4 colors, you have the gunmetal one, the red, the green, and then the other one's the purplish.
Yeah,
and I love that gunmetal color, but that red color looks pretty vibrant as well.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, I think people are excited with that one because it's like nothing we've had in terms of night armor. So the red one.
It's completely new and completely different, and I think it'll be a really exciting thing. And it's I guess we got the surprise with the Valiant Knight last year, and I think this year could be even more fun with this armory stuff.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine building a little troop of them? They remind me a little bit like the Praetorian Guards in Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
so, they could be the bad guys, troop.
Oh,
elite protectors or whatever. Right, we better get moving on. So we got some more cool helmets here, and looks like a torso here as well on this one. On the right.
That was a chest plate. That I had, I think it was Giancarlo did that one. So I was happy with it. I just wanted a different type of chest plate to kind of match the helmets. So I went with, obviously it's a very ornate parade armor. So, why not use parade armor in, combat?
Why not? Yeah,
absolutely.
You mightn't be coming back. So.
Exactly.
Look your best before you die.
Yes, got to look sharp. Sure.
So, and this is on. I was happy. This is on Valiant Knight base, is it?
That is a Valiant Knight base. Let me just see if there's any other parts. That's the Valiant Knight except for the torso. You're right.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And we got some more here.
Yes, that's also a combination of a Valiant Knight. That's the Xylernian Guard arms. The torso was my custom one. The shoulder pads, I think, and the loin piece are from MAFC.
Yeah, that's where they're from. Yeah, they're hard to track down these days.
I still
they're like the Dragon Slayer one or something like that.
That's exactly it. But I still have a lot of those left, so I'm just kind of piecemealing it. And then the second one's a Minotaur from MAFC. You can see the axe there. That's that's a custom piece from I'm trying to think. Stefan Delatour did that one.
Yeah.
And I know he'll be there this year. I think he lives relatively close to the city. So
he is. Yeah, he's actually the table. Is it behind us, guys?
oh, fantastic!
Next to us.
Yeah.
What table?
Yeah,
What
so
number are you guys?
Nearly opposite
So
you, Dennis.
we're number 4. I think
Okay.
behind us is Stefan, and then pretty much opposite him is like Eric Miller, Noah, and then yourself down the row. So
Okay,
we're pretty much just the row opposite you.
that'll be a
group. Yeah.
that'll be a fun little area, I think.
Oh yeah, come to that corner if you want
Definitely.
some shenanigans. That's for sure. Could be
Yeah.
various shenanigans.
Shenanigans, John. What? Never.
No, it'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to just kind of seeing people hanging out,
Yeah.
talking, and sharing ideas and whatnot. I'm probably going to bring my paint sets with me, or at least a few of them, so I can kind of work on new things while I'm sitting there. So it'll be fun.
Why not?
Yeah, I've seen a few people do that. It seems to be people find nice and relaxing and time to do it. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so these two, that was the Calazar, the blue genie.
Oh yeah, it's brute scale. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. I did that one for I did a diorama for IshCon, and it was based off of the drawing from the Player's Handbook, the first D&D edition, and I did the Paladin in Hell. When I put it on a rotating base, and that was the demon that the Paladin was fighting. So I kind of loosely based it on that, and then the guy on the right there, that's another one from Stefan. You can see the helmet,
yeah, the big sword as well. Yeah, the helmet. Yeah, I recognize that from Stefan too. Yeah.
He does those epic scale weapons, and they're really just kind of awesome. I love them.
Yeah, they're very cool. Yeah, Stefan is he's the king of that stuff. Right, we have very cool looking. Almost looks like yourself, Dennis.
Yeah, that's
the hair.
That's actually my D&D thief character.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
That was another one that I had blue D sculptures, and I actually I modeled it off of Hector from Castlevania, and,
cool.
and I just gave him longer hair because like in the video game artwork. He had longer hair. They cut it off because it kept cropping over on or clipping in the video game. So that was based on there. You can see I took I think it was a Red Shield Soldier, pauldrons, and chest piece.
That's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And what I did was I spray painted it kind of a yellowish tan, and then put a brown opaque wash on it for like a day, let it sit, and then I took rubbing alcohol and reduced the surface until it looked really, really warm.
Yeah.
Again, like it's like stuff you don't always think about, but you can, these are strong enough pieces where you can really do some, you can tear it apart, you can put some washes on it, and and then reduce it afterwards, which is, I think it's a lot of fun to do. Yeah. And then the guy on the right there, that's my Paladin from the Paladin in Hell. That's a Valiant Knight with one of the helms that I had commissioned. And then I think that's a Red Shield Soldier chest piece and the waist piece as well. And, with those, I think I just used I used the Vallejo magnesium color, it's a pretty simple match for the Valiant Knight, and then used a black wash on there, let it sit for a little bit, and then kind of wiped it off to kind of give it some depth, because you don't want it to look like it was fresh and brand new. So yeah, it worked pretty well, I think.
Sweet.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, it really does. These guys, I mean, the one on the right here first is incredible details. I mean, this must have taken a while.
Amazing.
It actually that took about 2 days to do, which I was on a streak. Jeremy's son Jacob owns that one now. I gave that to him when he had gotten. I remember he got COVID a couple years ago, and I sent it to him as a get well gift. That was actually right before I finished it, because after I did all that work, I then ended up doing a couple washes on it to kind of yellow it out a little bit. So I was happy with how he turned out. One of these days I need to duplicate the project and try it again. I just haven't had the motivation to do so.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, then the guy on the left, that was based off of, I think that's a Magnus torso.
Does look like it, yeah.
Yeah, and then added some other stuff. But what I wanted to kind of create a paladin with a giant warhammer, because why not? Realistic, no, but still fun. And that was another diorama that I did for IshCon. I'm going to have that diorama at my table, but that's it's XPS foam. I think the lantern came from Vincent Garma. He did a really nice job on that. It lights up. And it did. I had him fighting a skeleton demon in the diorama, so it was kind of fun.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
And that's ahead of myself that I had done 5 years ago. I had Sabadom printed that off for me, and it was fun. And then you can see on the right hand side that was the start of the night that I did for that Jacob now owns. Yeah, but I was kind of like sitting there. I'm like, well, how am I going to do this? And then I just sat and worked with it for a very, very long time. And I hope we do get some more knights in kind of that like bright silver armor type, because that really, it takes different colors really well.
Gotcha. And I guess you had the magnifying glasses on for this and all that.
Oh yeah. I always paint with magnification. Yeah. I'm old. I don't see very well.
We're all there. We're all there to one extent or the other.
Oh yeah,
it's better than the alternative. And and that I have to remind myself day in and day out. But it's better than the alternative.
It sure is. It sure is.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry, skip past there.
You're good. Yeah, these guys. That was off of the what was the Deltagar character, and the Deltagar parts. You can see one of the pauldrons. He only came with one pauldron, so I just painted the other one to match it. And the waist piece is his, and I think the legs are as well. But I had to paint the armor for the other glove, the chest, the helmet. The chainmail piece was from MAFC, and so is the shield. And then in the barbarian, that's just a basic barbarian builder that I ended up taking some bronze and putting on top of the armor, washing it over the top, because I think there were like three or four different versions of that guy, and like the first ones had kind of that black with the orange wash, and then the second one was more of just a black, and then the third had that bronze, and then I think that reissue was closer to the color of the female barbarian builder, really pale skin, and I think that's hands down probably the best version, because the plastic's better, it's more flexible, more pliable.
Gotcha, yeah, it's more dialed.
And it takes paint much better. And that's one of the things I know. People love the older figures and whatnot, but I tell you what, as far as customization, I want the newest ones as possible to work with, just because the parts are a little bit more flexible. They're more pliable, and they come off and on a lot easier without breaking anything.
Yeah, for sure. Agree 100% with that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun though.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's another beautiful Lake Michigan. There you can see with the Green Knight there. That's the beach here in Milwaukee. It's about half a mile from my house.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
So nice place to kind of get a bit of fresh air. Clear.
Oh yeah, that's where I go birding. So.
Yeah. I have a Green Knight from you here. You can.
You have him. Okay, that's awesome.
I have. Is it? Yeah, I think it's that guy. It must be that guy.
It is that guy. That's him. That is
I
that
got
is
that
fun.
off. I
Yep.
got that off you last year. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you like him. I hope he's.
I do. He's standing with
well.
well. He's usually standing with
Oh, that's awesome.
with pride on my shelf. I have a small shelf of a few customs, a few of my own, and a few I've picked up over the years. So
Nice. I have a few shelves full of customs.
Yeah.
I have one shelf with a few that I got from other folks over the years.
Yeah.
And they're neat. I like them.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, my funny story about this, because I opened the Vorgus figure, from last year on my table as well, and because I wanted to put a couple of heads on them, just to various heads I had that would have worked on it, and somehow the cape got mixed up with this figure that I got off you. And until I got home, I was like, "Wow, that was a cool cape," and then I was like, that's the cape from Vorgus.
It's a really nice cape.
Yeah, I didn't realize until I got home that actually that wasn't part of the figure. I was like,
oh, that's awesome.
but that's how much of a brain fog you get at Legion's Con when you're selling and when you're in the middle of a busy Saturday or Sunday or whatever is going on there.
It can be very, very exhausting, and it's very, very very, very energy intensive. And that's one of the things that I always tell people if they ask about going. It's like, well, give yourself time. If you're feeling tired or worn out, take a break. If you need to sit down, sit down. Take it easy. It can be very, very overwhelming. It's like to an amusement park.
For sure, there's an awful lot to take in. Yeah.
I remember my first year there. Yeah, I mean it was mega hot, the 22 one anyway, sort of thing. But
that was the year of the stink.
Yeah.
But I just had to go and sit down in the hall for like 15 minutes, just like going, breathe. There's a lot going on here. Just relax.
That was amazingly claustrophobic, and I think everybody ended up getting COVID that year.
Yeah,
yes,
easily.
I did.
Yeah. I think we all got something on the way back.
I avoided it that year, but I got there late, so that was
that probably helped. Yeah.
Oh, of course you did. Sorry. Yeah, let's forget that year took place. We'll just skip past that.
No, it was. I tell you what, that was that year. I think I sold more stuff than I had planned on. And like by Sunday, I didn't have a whole lot left, and so I was painting stuff Saturday night.
Wow, that's awesome. Right. This is something that looks up your alley as well, Rich.
Oh yeah,
it's an awesome figure. This one.
Yeah, that's an MAFC helmet. It was supposed to be for a barbarian or something, but I just imagined it on a skeleton. So I put on the skeleton. I did some magnesium and titanium colored washes on that thing. Added some green in there. Stuck some wings on it. Stuck some bone wings on it. It's weird, but yeah, that's kind of I like to make fantastical types of monsters.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the sort of stuff I love with Mythos. It's just the sort of just really out there.
Oh yeah,
but with like a human-esque face, just gives it that little creepier sort of feel to it.
It makes it extremely creepy, and that's going to be the fun of getting the Tuber Collie in this wave that we should be getting relatively soon.
Yes.
It's like you think about that, take it apart, put it together with some of the Frankenstein pieces, some of the Red Death pieces, and just figure out how many, maybe give something, 20 sets of arms. I don't know. I'm curious to see how that Tuber Collie, is in hand, and then really just kind of, making all kinds of weird pieces with that, and we'll see how it looks. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. That one, I think I ordered like 12 of. So we're gonna have some fun with that. And yeah, exactly. And then we're going to use it with the bone horse and everything else, and seeing what kind of monstrosities we can make.
Yeah, that one's going to be customizer's dream, isn't it? That piece. That's going to be really.
I think so too. And that's going to be one I think people will be jumping all over once they actually get it in hand. So.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that could have made this year's Legion's Con better if those figures had just managed to arrive in time, and we'd maybe even had even if they weren't selling them there, we could have at least had some to mess around with and discover together.
Yes and no. On one hand, I would have loved to have had them, but on the other hand, I got stuff I need to sell.
Yeah,
And
true.
It's best to not compete with the manufacturer.
That's true. It's a very good point here, guys. Yeah. See, Dennis has done this. He's done this before.
This isn't my first
Speaking of creepy, I was pretty creeped out when I saw this one. As I was going through the pics.
Good old. I'm still getting unnerved looking at it now. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's the pale man from what was the movie? Give me a second and I'll remember it. It's I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's a NECA figure. I popped the head off, painted Hagnon to match it, and he's a creepy figure. And I'm glad that we got more of them with the Frankenstein character, because you can make some really creepy zombies with him, and if you add some eye detail, it makes him more human and makes him more creepy.
Yeah.
And then the other night, I think,
Pan's Labyrinth is the
Pan's Labyrinth. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mal. I couldn't remember that for thinking either.
Yeah, Mal is our movie buff here.
Yeah, it's still early here, so I'm not quite awake yet.
My friend.
Yeah. Then that other night, I think that was the weathered one I made. That was probably maybe the third or fourth custom that I made. I just took a black knight and ended up just kind of rubbing a bunch of bronze paint on there and it stuck pretty well. And then I added weathering, and it's kind of like, it's you got to remember with most of the stuff you see from people, they're showing you their good pieces. They're not showing you pieces that got put off to the side, and we have a lot of those. I have
a good 20 or 30 heads here just on the shelf that I need to touch up in one way or another, or maybe even start again on.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, and and that's I know people are, I've gotten messages from folks. It's like, hey, how did you do this? It's like, well, a lot of trial and error. I screwed up about 10 or 15 heads before I got that one to the way I like it, and and that's one of the things that you kind of think about. And when you think about like how much, like, if you're buying a printed head from somebody, they're not cheap, but you're also paying for the trial and error. You're paying for the sculptor. You're paying for, having to learn how to print something, and then, the kind of the expertise in there, and then you're going to have the failed prints, and it can be a little bit overwhelming.
For sure, yeah. If you were just paying for the resin and the time it took to print, it wouldn't be much, but that's not what really goes into it, is it?
No, it is, and I think that's kind of, it's one of those things. It's like, oh, it's just a cheap piece of resin, and it's like, well, yes, but no. So it can be tough,
for sure. Right.
And that's
this guy.
That's from Pan's Labyrinth as well. That's the here. And that's my Goblin Knight that I made. That I was very happy with that little dude. I took a snag head, popped it out, and put one of the it was Noglin's helm on there, but it worked pretty well. And I like him. I'll make a nice little noble Goblin Knight.
It looks like he could be in trouble there, though. He's he was slightly out-muscled.
He is, but I think he will overcome.
Yeah,
he has the cunning.
Yeah,
that's right. He's got heavy armor on, and there's the Vader again, and there's the one of my barbarians that I built. That barbarian set is just a gift that keeps on giving. You can just keep on making different things. I think I still have like
there's more pics here of him.
Yep. And then he's got the beautiful I think that's the orange steel hide bat wings from the helmet, the nice copper color. So I was happy with him. He looked pretty good, and I think that's an Adamon waist piece.
Oh, it does look like it. Yeah.
That's it. Well, that I bought like during the in stock. I bought like maybe 8 or 9 of him, and I
those were the days, guys.
I pieced that body out and used it on so many because that was the tannest skin color. So if you were really making barbarians and you didn't want, with that nice pale white Irish complexion like mine, you had to use the Adamant body because the Romulus body, he only had one flesh arm, so that you really couldn't use that. And for me, that's the bane of my existence because I like to have a degree of symmetry. So yeah.
So Atlas is another nightmare then for you.
Yes, but that one's more fixable now.
Yeah, true.
We're gonna have fun with that.
We sure are.
Yeah.
And you're heading up with Noah this year as well?
I'm gonna fly in. Noah's going in for the intern for a day.
That's right. Yeah, and
that's. I think I don't know if that's the Wednesday or the Thursday. I think it's the Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. So he's driving out there. He's gonna stay over here probably Tuesday or Wednesday night. He's in Minnesota, which is he's about 6 hours to the west of me. And then he is going to drive with my stuff to the convention. And then I'm going to fly out Friday. And I'll get there Friday sometime during the day. Maybe I'll get there for G-Con. Maybe I won't. I'm not too worried about it. And then we set up Friday night.
Yeah, which would be fun. I remember after setup last year, we had a nice few beers in the bar.
We did. It was good. We had a good time. And maybe I'll have a few less beers this year because
could be a good idea.
I was exhausted by the end of the day Saturday. It was just
we're all another year older. You've spent the last year looking after small kids changing diapers and all that kind of stuff. So that's it's advisable that you don't want to come back on Monday or whatever to your family. Absolutely.
No,
car crashed.
No, absolutely not. And it's funny because I have to go back to work on that Tuesday, and I have a lot on my plate that day, and I'm just like, oh, this is going to be dreadful. But that's
I'm not thinking that far ahead. But you're responsible. You're more responsible than me.
I'm trying to be. I'm not always good at it, but we do our best. We do our best. So what are you guys looking forward to most this year to see?
Wow. I'm looking forward to definitely seeing the new people that are there, firstly, because, there is a lot of new people exhibiting for the first time. But also just, for me, it's just the friends again, It's like I have all these friends that pretty much only get to see them this weekend of the year, which puts a lot of pressure on that weekend, for sure. Because if there's any mess up, it's a real bummer. You're another year down the road, but I think that's for me. And of course, seeing what the Horsemen have for us, because whoa!
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That's what I'm really excited about this year, because at the moment there's no hints about what G-Con's going to be.
No, there's none, and it's the 10th year of Mythic Legions and 25th year of the Horsemen, and so I'd imagine we're going to get some surprises. I don't know what, but I'm really excited for the armory stuff because putting custom knights together, that's kind of something I like. I like that. Yeah. And
sorry.
Yeah.
Karen.
No, you're good. You're good. But it'll be interesting. I'm hoping that we get some surprises on the table. And I know Jeremy loves to do that. And I know Eric does too. So
I have a sneaking suspicion we will. That's the thing. There's something they're going to wait and spring on us for con.
Yes. So, bring all the cash money you have. And, that definitely helps. I think a lot of vendors take credit cards. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Yeah.
The ATM though runs out of cash fairly quickly. I think the ATM was completely tapped by 8 a.m. on Saturday of last year. So that ended up being, kind of funny. I mean, you think back to like, what was it, 22, the year of the stink. Like that was overwhelming because that was at a different venue, and it was so claustrophobic, and it was hotter than hell in there.
Yeah.
And that, people were just like coughing and wheezing, and it was kind of horrific. You know, but it felt like the year of the Poxus, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I like this new venue much better. I was looking at it.
Yeah.
When Jeremy, I talked to him about it like beforehand last year, and I'm like, oh, more space. I'm like, oh, ceilings that are not, within 2 feet of my head. Yeah, that's good. Ventilation helps. Yeah.
If you don't know Dennis, guys, he's quite a tall gentleman. So the low ceilings mean more to him than to the rest of us.
They are truly my enemy. So that it's
22 is grim. I mean, Jesse got taken out in a wheelchair, and he was lucky. He got to escape at that point.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you think back to that, and it was good that Pete McCarthy was there. I think he's a paramedic, and it was a firefighter, but
he's paramedic. Paramedic training as well. Yeah,
and if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling sick, ask for help. He's a good dude. I'm an EMT, but it's just keep an eye on each other. Be good. Don't leave people reeling or whatnot. Just try to be kind, and that's really more important than grabbing extra toys, right? Maybe.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, you have to be to be alive and healthy to play with them when you get home. So
that's exactly it. And I tell you, I have less stuff painted up and prepared this year than I've ever had before, because unfortunately I was doing some other stuff for some other conventions and whatnot, and with kids, it's like, okay. So, I'm just thinking more, I'm going to go, I'll have my stuff displayed. I'll have, not for sale pieces up, and just kind of have some fun with it and see what happens. And I hope this year I get to wander around and kind of see.
Yeah, of course you will. Of course you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have those helmets, that's gonna look after your wallet.
I think it's gonna help.
We'll snap them up. And
the good thing about those things is, with doing washes and doing the spraying and airbrushing and whatnot, you can kind of mass paint those fairly quickly versus doing human skin, orc skin, eyeballs, all that stuff, which can be very, very time consuming. Or God forbid a Medusa head, which is going to be a good 8 hours of work right there. So even if you're charging like $80 for one of those, you're still not getting any.
You're not making it back. No. You'd need to do that on the plane journey or something, to maximize your time if it was possible.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, we last year and the year before, Eric Miller and I taught some painting classes. I don't think we're doing that this year, just because there's so much stuff going on, and all those rooms are getting used for like the armory stuff and the horseman store. And I think, I'm looking at the layout for how they have the horseman store set up. It looks like people will be able to get in and out of there faster than, just like, because that waiting at the table, it can be very, very tedious. So, one of the things you want to think about is, hey, it's great to pick up some stuff from them. It's awesome. But on the other hand, there's a lot of other stuff to see, get around, see it, check it out. Support your local collector business like myself.
Yeah.
Save some money for us.
For sure do. Yeah.
But I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think as far as I understand with the armory, you have to queue up before the con, but then you'll get like a ticket, and that will have a time slot in it.
Yeah, it sounds.
It'll say come back between 3 and 3:30 or something, and that's your time slot. So hopefully that will, firstly, make it easier to get through there, but secondly, it'll mean that you don't have to decide, oh, am I going to hang around here all day and hope that I get in, or and miss the rest of the con, which would be total shame. Because all the cracks the horsemen, they're the reason we're here, but all the cracks going to be in the big room with us.
Oh yeah. That's it'll be interesting, and I think it's got enough of a critical mass. I think now at this point, it's a whole lot different than the first one, which was I think there were like 7 of us.
Yeah. That's why we're here now.
Yeah, I tell you, but you think back, like I had that pop up on my phone memories the other day, and I'm like, oh, there's me and Walter sitting at our little table with our, I had like maybe 20 action figures that I had customized, set up, no stands, nothing like that. Because and then within 5 minutes, somebody bumped the table and everything fell down. I'm like,
no.
Again, not a big deal. And somebody's like, are you selling these? I'm like, no.
They're just for looking at.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Everything was kind of just. It was fun. It was really. None of us knew what we were doing, and but that's how it started. And now here we are.
Now here we are indeed. Well, Dennis, thanks a million for your time. This was an awesome
absolutely.
chat.
I appreciate it.
Really enjoyed it.
I'll look forward to seeing you in a month.
Oh, you're one of the top of my list to get a beer with for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be happy to pick up a round or two for you guys.
Oh,
we love you even more now, Dennis.
Yeah. You don't need to encourage us, but you just have.
And out of those helmets that I made, let me know which ones you want, and I'll put a few aside for you. So.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Rich, thank you.
Let's talk offline. We get back to you, Dennis.
All right,
cheers.
Guys. Cheers. Take care. Bye.
Well, we have Marc Calvo now with us, a fellow European. So it's always good to have a fellow European. There's not as many of us as the American collectors, but we're noisy. So
yeah, here we are.
How are you, Marc?
Fine. Hello there.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
We're doing good. Yeah, you boys.
Yeah, all
good.
We just had a chat with Dennis Derby, so I think it's going to be you and him on the next episode that we release. So,
cool.
This will be fun. So we got both perspectives. Lots of talent, a lot more talent than us boys.
Big time.
We're about the cracks, John, not the talent.
Oh, of course, yeah. We're all about the laughs. Yeah, that's why we started the podcast. We realized our role in life. And you were on Legion's. You were on Legion's Lounge a couple of weeks ago, Marc. So that was one of the first shows I think I saw you on.
Yeah. It was the first. Now with you, I'm on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
And we always meant to. We always meant to have you on.
This time French than the other one.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we always meant to have you on, and then in the run up to last year, I think you ended up not going to Legion's Con last year, so that's why we didn't have you on in the run up last year. But obviously this year it's different. Now we obviously had to deal with the unfortunate situation with Ralph passing away, who was going to be your buddy at Legion's Con. So
he will be really missing this year.
But of course, yeah. But I think it's great in the end that you decided to still go. So that's really great.
Absolutely, and, I don't want to miss it.
Oh, for sure. And we'll be definitely there for you for a moral fellow European support among all those lovely Americans.
It's nice. It's nice.
It's nice.
It's quite a flight from here to there. So it's good that we are several people going there from the over the pond. Yeah.
So you're going direct from Spain? Is there a direct flight over?
No, the going flight I'll stop at Switzerland. I think so. No, at Zurich. At Zurich, and then,
that's Switzerland. Yeah.
And the return flight is direct. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And that's Barcelona. You're near Barcelona.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Very good. And you were actually there in 22. So the one to last Legion's Con at the smaller hotel. So this is your first time at the new new venue. So as we've discussed with Dennis, boys, it's a little bit more roomy. The ceilings
I'm
are a bit higher.
excited to see the difference. Yeah. I think that there's a bar there. So
there is, it's very dangerous in that regard. Yeah. Now,
Rich, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do nearly enough drinking last year, so I've got to make up for it this year.
for sure. And
I need to do less.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'll try and do as much as you did, Mal.
yeah, people will still get their little takeaway drinks because obviously if you're drinking bar prices all weekend, it could get a little bit expensive. But
Oh, yeah.
I still like it for going in for a couple, and obviously you can get some food in there and stuff. So, and food is pretty good. Now I don't know if it's
Food's really
nice.
nice, actually. Yeah.
I don't know if it meets Spanish standards because the food is always so good down in Spain. So, but it's good.
Wow.
It's good.
Yeah, I can handle it for a couple of days. So
Of
wherever,
course,
wherever it takes.
Of course. And you. So the last time you were with Brian, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to him last week, I think so. And he's trying to pick me up at the airport
Oh, nice.
when I get there. So yeah, it's going to help me to drive me to the hotel and all the things.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
awesome.
how are you managing with the luggage? Have you got 2 bags, 1 bag?
I have one handbag and a big suitcase.
Okay. Very
Yeah,
good.
The way
So
to go.
you squeeze it all in there, and you've
It's
been
going
doing.
there empty and hopefully it returns fully.
The right idea. It needs to be done.
At the 22 con, I helped Mark lower empty his bag a little bit by buying a lot of stuff from him.
Oh, yeah.
When he was there.
Absolutely.
We'd arranged stuff beforehand. We've done it this year as well, but not quite as much this year. But yeah, last time I was like, can I have those 10 heads of you or whatever it was?
I have
you're doing
pre-sales too, so it's going to do a little bit the same from several people. Though it's good to know that something that's really going there are not going back. So yeah.
Yeah, you're doing this cool thing on your website where people can pre-order some stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, it's like a pre-sale, but when
we have it here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Magic of the internet. So you can.
But I'm not offering pieces for pre-sales, or I'm taking commissions on pre-sales. So people can say, okay, I want these pieces painted and I don't want to rush into getting that from your table. So I can buy it now and then pick them up. Absolutely, no problem at all.
Yeah.
I think it's going to end this next week because I have time
to paint it. Yeah.
So one more week left. Mm-hmm.
Very good. So get on to that, guys. Probably only a couple of days by the time we.
Absolutely. Mark's painting stuff is amazing, everybody. So do get on that. I'm picking up 4 pieces from him.
Yeah.
So
everything is ready for you. Yeah.
Excellent. And I've seen them because I've been the delivery mule for Rich a couple of times because Mark shipped some stuff here to me that I was going to paint for Rich, and obviously he had painted some stuff from Rich, so I've seen it all. So.
I love all that stuff that it keeps in between the community. Yes?
Yeah.
I can paint stuff, John can paint stuff for me, for Rich, and wherever in other directions. So it's so nice.
Yeah, exactly. And all the money is flowing outwards from Rich's wallet.
Yes. Yeah, so please come and see me, everybody, at Table 4 at Legion's Con to give me some money to go into my wallet. Please.
Advertisement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, it is our show, so,
Absolutely.
we don't have any paid ads, probably thankfully, for everybody and for us probably as well, because they wouldn't pay that much. But we can always do self-promotion, that's for sure. And about how many customs are you going to bring, or what's the kind of plan? I
don't have the number, but because I'm working till the last day. But I think I have here in my table, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 11, a little more. Yeah, that's a full custom stocking.
Yeah, full.
Then I'm bringing a lot of heads. Yeah, that's
so
my plan.
You'll have a lot of painted heads, and you'll have a lot of unpainted heads as well. Yeah,
that's a little different from the last time I was there, because I was offering a lot of unpainted pieces.
Yeah.
Now I think a lot of people is offering unpainted pieces and printed parts. So I think there is no need to bring the same stuff that other tables can offer, or even at a better price than me, because I'm traveling from here to there.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing mostly painted heads, and the unpainted ones I'm bringing, it's only that ones that are exclusive from my site. Yeah. So if anyone,
that makes total sense. Yeah. So you won't, you won't get the maybe like the Jason Rodriguez ones that
No,
everyone has.
absolutely.
That kind of
Painted
stuff.
for sure, but unpainted, no. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, talk to us. So we have a couple of slides here of stuff that you're doing with different people. So this one is with our buddy Hondax, so that's Guion.
Yep.
So you have a bunch of sculpts here. So talk to us about these and how they came about with Guion and the whole process there.
Well, Ian has been really nice with me for a long time. We have been chatting through Instagram, through Messenger. We use all channels, and sometimes it's difficult to keep going the chat because we are talking through different channels. But it's a super nice guy, and we are building this kind of over the pond community because there's a lot of excellent artists over there. And we want to have some exclusive stuff from here that are not available elsewhere. So yeah, he's trying to work with several artists from over the world, and he's bringing to me the design so I can offer and paint for wherever who needs it wanted.
Very cool. And have you sculpted any of these yourself?
From this set, no. They are all different artists. Are from Jason Rodriguez, Giancarlo. Yeah, there's so many talented.
Cool. So if you don't, I'm sure you guys will be posting this in advance of Legions Con.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you're not looking at this on YouTube, you'll know with Guion it's going to be a lot of dwarf related type sculpts. And so we've got 4 heads along the top here, a couple of female dwarfs, definitely male dwarf with a long beard, and this one on the left here, that's a female as well.
It's a female, yeah.
Very cool. Then along the bottom, we've got some armor. So
he's a lot of super knowledge about Game of Thrones and all that stuff. It's crazy because I don't know 1% of all his knowledge, but he's this belongs to another house or whatever, and it's I don't care, but it's a really cool piece.
I was going to ask if this was Game of Thrones because he loves his Game of Thrones and he's put a few things up already, so it makes sense that he's getting stuff sculpted for that as well.
So the attention to detail is very high here in terms of accuracy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I really like the guy with the beard and the pompadour hairstyle. That's very cool.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that'd make a good barbarian, wouldn't it, that one?
It would. Slightly preened barbarian, but very good all the same.
Yeah. I'm saying that through gritted teeth, but yes. That's fine.
Steve Buscemi barbarian, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And that fishy armor pieces from the bottom right, they are really awesome. They are really awesome.
Yeah,
and
they look great.
So well with, I'm thinking now in the Armor Experience ones, and wow, these pieces are nice to add variety to those color armors.
Yeah, for sure. Are we going to try and guess the paint match there? That's the tricky thing, isn't it? You'd love to be able to have a couple of helmets or whatever to paint match to those already, but
because sometimes the pictures it's not the same that when you have the figure in hand.
Especially, I mean, that red there's so many shades of red and there's so many shades of green, for example, that you just never get it off the.
Because when I look at those purple knight, it reminds me some kind of Balam purple.
That's right. Yeah.
But I don't know if it would be pretty close or no. But it reminds me a lot of Balam purple.
Now it's only from the pics and it could be the lighting. It looks maybe lighter, but as you say, it could be spot on. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did something spot on to Balam, because that would kind of make sense. But then on the other hand, if Balam isn't that easily available, doesn't make too much sense.
Yeah.
Right, and we've got these from Carating
Studio. Yeah. It's awesome. I mean, I know Santiago is the name of the person behind it. For a long time, he's really good artist. He draws a lot, and it's started into the comic book stuff. But he's really good at whatever artistically he can do. And we were talking, and I showed him the Mythic stuff and the 3D parts, and you can try it. And he said, "Okay, why not?" And boom,
This makes me sick. I'll try it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There we go.
and there we have these sick designs. I love all of them because it's kind of unique kind of stuff, because it's more like Star Wars, old characters, bizarre designs, but wow, they are pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Rich and Mal, you were extremely interested in a couple of these sculpts, and I guess you'll definitely be picking them up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would have, the bottom left one, Mark, I'd asked you to paint one of these for me, but I couldn't decide on a colour. And it broke me. I was asking Mal and John and everything, and it was just like, I can't decide on a colour. So, but
it's really hard for me when I do the first paint, because you can put him any color and it works.
Yeah.
And I try to focus on just one color to not get crazy. But yeah, it's absolutely matching wherever creature you want. It's the old alien sci-fi stuff that can work.
Yeah.
Wherever.
And it's got the eye visor thing, and you can't go wrong with an eye visor thing in them.
Yeah, never.
In a cosmic sculpt, you really can't.
Yeah. I have a quiet here.
I'll make you big here. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool seeing it like
Oh
that.
wow. Yeah. So it's perfect for Oleg. Yeah. That's spot on.
Yeah. Was my wallet trembling?
And this one
is sobbing.
Oh yeah.
I can hear it in the hall now. It is breaking down crying.
Sweet. Yeah. So this is the white version.
Yeah. When you put white, it's always kind of creepy creature.
Yeah, that's true.
More evilish.
It could be almost space vampire in a way, like just from the color.
Jesus, John.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, sorry, Rich. See, yeah, I should be your sales, Mark. I should be your front of house.
I was going to say, if you two arrange this in advance, God damn it.
Even the lady at the right, we are putting an exclusive part on the con that it's the neck piece.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is cool.
We were talking earlier. I got the wrong one. I really want this one. I want both.
Yeah, that's super unique as well.
Piece is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it changed absolutely the height of the figure, and in hand it's really okay. This is cool.
Yeah,
very.
It is really cool. I love it.
Yeah, lovely lady.
Yeah, I mean, these to me just scream out so much fun to paint as a painter. As well as obviously they'll make it super custom, for yourself or for somebody else. But they just.
I ended painting this one first at green, but I was thinking from the first time making her blue like Avatar movie. With dots, sliding dots, it can be cool too.
Yeah, Rich is just texting his bank manager there.
I'm texting you two, just very politely cursing Mark, going, "Damn it, he's broken me. I have to get some more now."
And is Santiago Spanish
Mark,
as well?
I'll be chatting to you this week, Mark, about this.
Okay.
See, come on, your allegiance, and you make more money than us off the show. So, is Santiago Spanish as well?
Yeah, it's in the town, in the nearby. Just
wow,
cool.
Yeah,
What is it with all these Spanish guys and being sculptors, painters, artists? I mean, there are so many of you.
There is a lot of talent. Yeah,
even like Spanish-speaking guys like Jason Rodriguez is down in Mexico.
Yeah.
Seba is from Argentina, which is also Spanish-speaking. He lives in Spain. So
I don't know.
Is it a cultural thing or is it just a coincidence?
In the genes. But who knows?
I don't know. I mean, Seba was always talking about that down in Argentina when he grew up, the game design industry was quite big with the 3D stuff, and that's what he initially wanted to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's an element of it. Also, just time. It takes time.
That's
to do all this stuff,
super talented people.
Yeah.
Seba is one of them. Actually, I'm waiting from one of big order from him that I am waiting to arrive before Legion's Con, but I don't know if I can make it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking I have enough stuff, so it probably was good in hindsight. But when I was really getting on a roll there at some stage a month or two ago, I thought, I could order some of those heads from Seba, and maybe not many people will have them. But then I realized I just wasn't going to get them done. So I'd end up, even if they arrived in time, I'd end up not being able to paint them.
For the next year.
Yeah, for the next year, exactly. And then they probably really will be rare. So maybe it's still in there.
Yeah. That's, that's a cool way of thinking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his catalogue would be that'd be quite a prize for someone to be able to offer that. But we've discussed that before. I think he said that he's keeping it for his, future work, whether he's working with companies, whatever, which I totally understand because he's put a lot of work into that. It would be like a band giving away their songs to someone else.
Like Linkin Park, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a lot of the older singers do that now. I think Springsteen did it, where he just sold off all his stuff, which I understand at his age. He realizes he's just going to cash in, and then his family doesn't have to deal with it. Mm-hmm. They just have the money, which not a bad problem. Yeah.
No, my Action Figure customers did the same thing, didn't they? When they shut down their website,
they just retired their stuff.
It was like a fairly blunt message on there going, "We're not selling any STL files. Don't bother asking."
Yeah, I'm thinking it's still on their website, like a banner.
Yeah.
Well, they would be known for being reasonably blunt, no?
Yeah, nice guys, but blunt.
Yeah, they don't deal with they don't deal in shade. Right, and then we have a couple of we have your Instagram, which I think was the easiest way to get to look at your stuff. You've been doing these dragons now, in different colors.
I'm working with Diego lately with his Patreon, and he's awesome sculptor.
So who's he? What's his Patreon's name?
My way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Moway or something, isn't it? Yeah.
Moway, yeah.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. Super talented.
So he's he offers 3D, so STL files that if you have a 3D printer, you're able to download. And I guess for personal use, or you'd work with him like you do, that you can offer them for sale or whatever.
Yeah, wherever he can join the Patreon and have the right to
levels.
And he's from Greece, so
he's from Greece. There you go. So, but again, maybe it's the warm country thing. Maybe you can just have more time in the day, just because I look out the window here now and I realize I'm not going to be able to do anything outside for 6 months. Whereas you guys could still sit out on the balcony, do a bit of sculpting on your tablet, have a coffee.
I'm hoping, without taking us off topic, but I'm hoping with Moway that he goes back to some of his older stuff. Because before he started doing the Patreon stuff, he was just putting sculpts up. And they're out of this world, some of the stuff.
They will be coming. I know it.
Yeah. So I love all the different colors you've done here. Obviously the ones on the Kragnar and Scourge, and we have one on Oleg here.
Yeah.
The one on the blood armor really stands out to me. That's quite cool and unique and works perfectly with that armor.
It works so well, yeah.
Yeah. And then
really doesn't.
Sorry, Rich. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think I'd have thought a red dragon might not stand out, but the way you've done that, Mark, it really, not only does it blend in, but it really stands out as well. I love that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it has 3 red tones, I think I used. So to try to match the blood armor, but pop up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks a little bit bloody in itself. Just the way the colors are. Yeah, very cool. Because there's kind of 2 ways you can go with that kind of armor. Either you try and do that, or you try and just do something the other opposite color or whatever. Yeah. So again, look at that.
John, the one in the middle.
Really got the Oleg one down to a T. The one in the middle, which one? The orange one?
Down below it. No, off the dragons.
This one. Yeah.
I was just going to say, don't skip past that one, because that's an amazing. That's like a Moway again, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
I have it here in front of me. It will be for sale at At Legion's Con, yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
There you go. So that's ogre scale.
I love the teeth.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
teeth are class.
yeah.
I might have to fight you for that one, Rich.
Super cool.
Paint 2, Mark. Paint 2 if you have time.
Noted.
Yeah. What else do we have here, boys? You shout at me if you want to.
I really like the one next.
There's 2 for Guion.
On the left of this one,
Oh yeah,
This guy.
the planetary dog sculpt, I think. Isn't
Yeah.
it? But I love the
This
way
one-
it's painted it.
yeah. It really rained a lot of message to me when I posted, and it's one of the pieces I'm waiting from Seba's order because I want to do more.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I still not show, it's the one full custom I'm working with that head. Just keep in mind it's still in work, but
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Already looks very
yeah,
cool.
man.
Straight out of Conan, huh? Or Mad Max even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's still in progress. I need to blend everything together. But yeah, I hand sculpted the
Very
back
cool.
from here to
wow.
adapt into the back port. This is actually the piece of the boar.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah,
board?
the
Yeah.
D20.
D20.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the name, yeah. And I am using, because all this stuff works together so well with the staff
Oh, wow.
and yeah.
Very, very
Amazing.
cool. Yeah.
That's
Amazing.
incredible.
It's a barbarian, Rich, so you're not allowed to get it.
Obviously, I'm not. No, obviously, yeah, no. But yeah, wow.
Sorry, Mark. I won't stand in his way. I'm not his mom. So that's awesome. I love these cat guys.
Oh yeah. This
That's
is
again,
a fun tribute to King from Tekken.
Is that King? Yeah.
Yeah.
And whose sculpt is that?
Diego from
That's Diego.
My Way.
Oh,
Yeah.
My
yeah.
Way again. Wow. Yeah, he does great work.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people painting that cat head up. It's a really nice piece. Someone did a
Sure,
faker
yeah.
one the other week, which looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really
It can
do some
work as a
cool stuff.
tiger, Black Panther, cheetah, whatever.
I love you did a little Guion tribute here with the
Yeah. Yeah,
the
yeah.
flames. Love
It's
that.
always cool, that fade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fire
it's really nice. Yeah.
fade effect.
Just fiery horns. Very, very cool. So what else do you want to stop at here? I love this guy with the blonde braids.
Yeah, with the blonde stuff. That is
Yeah.
brilliant.
And just the contrast with
in
the skin
colours.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are those fishy pauldrons that we saw.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
From
so you
Guion.
see
Yeah.
you see the detail even better there when they're painted. And these,
So is this like a
come out
House of
them as well?
Dragons?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a House of Dragons.
John? Yeah.
There's these
I
little
can't
kind of what
remember
look
the
like
name.
feathers coming out of the pauldron as well. Or
Feathers or scales or yeah, it can be. I painted like leather scales.
looks great. Right. Shall we move on to another one?
Yeah, if you go to the left of that one, John, the one that's on the Attila armor.
The king.
So
yeah.
I'm getting
Here's
one.
one.
I'm picking one of these up from Mark. Painted just like that. I've got a spare Attila 1 body that I didn't know what to do with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
It's very cool.
It's funny sometimes to use dwarf heads on humans to see how they look, and
Definitely.
they really work. Yeah.
Yeah, I find they do work. Sometimes if the beard is too long, it doesn't work as well. But that beard is just perfect for that type of skin.
Yeah.
Feels like it could be Attila's father or something like that, doesn't it? Atlas and Attila's
Mhm.
dad.
Yeah.
yeah,
More family issues for them.
yeah. Well, if it is him, in fairness, he's probably embarrassed that the course that Atlas has taken becoming a barbarian. So.
More likely the other way.
I love all your cosmic stuff, Mark. So here's another.
Yeah, the good thing about Cosmic is there is no rules.
No, exactly. That's beautiful.
So you
Yeah, I
can
really like
go
what you've done.
the wild as you want.
Yeah, you can buy all the colors of the paint that you weren't using before when you were just doing mythics.
And that body, I need to buy more Novellines there.
Oh yeah.
I hope they are available.
Yeah, me too. And I hope they do another figure on that body, maybe with different cloth color or an armor.
It's so good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have one of the exclusives, isn't it, when they release that?
Oh yeah, the green one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but you know, if they had them at the regular price, it would be better. Even
that's the
the tiger again here.
Yeah, it's the same sculpt. Yeah.
But look how different it is,
good.
Just with the different paint.
Such a good sculpt.
Yeah.
Brilliant paint job, Mark.
Yeah,
So
thank you. I have one for Legion's Con here, painted the same way. But who knows?
And like how much time do you get to do painting? Like obviously it's a bit probably more now or in the run up to Legion's Con, but what would be your normal rhythm in terms
It depends because I like to work on several at the time.
Yeah.
So I rarely finish one on the same day, but I can finish a lot on the same day.
Gotcha,
because I do skin tones, I do birds, I do crowns, helmets, and then it's only, okay, what's left? Just the eyes. Yeah. and I spend one day with my pools trying to paint all the eyes from all of them.
I do it like that as well, unless I'm just painting one head. But if I have a bunch of heads, if there is ones with eyes, I'll do them all at the same time because I think you just get into that zone of having a steady hand for maybe 15 minutes and you got the magnifying things on. I don't know if you use...
And I have my weirdo routine. I only start with, for example, right eyes and only do right eyes. And then jump into the left ones. Yeah, I don't know why, but it's... if
it works for you, you know it works for you.
Yeah.
And do you paint every single day? Yeah, true, Mel. Do you paint every single day, or do you try and do like even if it's half an hour?
I try to paint, a little bit each day. Yeah, if I can. But yeah, because I see it's like going to the gym. How more you paint, more better you get.
Yeah.
This custom mark is incredible.
Yeah.
I put
this is where Mal's getting excited now.
I put this up for you, Mal. I put this up for you.
This was fighted when I posted.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. The touches on it, like the charring around the barrel of the flamethrower and everything.
Yeah.
It's so good.
All the parts are super, super cool.
Yeah,
you've done and your paint app brings it together beautifully.
Yeah, and this is also a little bit of a hard to get 3D head.
Yeah, it's one of those hard to find pieces.
Yeah. So cool.
And the shoulder.
But I think we're going to see several at Legion's Con of that head sculpt painted.
Yeah.
From several artists. So it will be nice to see all the creativity with it.
Yeah. For sure.
I think people who don't know your work and haven't maybe seen it in person, because I've also seen it up close as I passed it on to Rich. Your sculpts as well, but your paint apps are just so good, so crisp, so clean. Yeah. I think people are going to be really impressed when they see them. And
thank you. I hope so.
Yeah, and you've also matched I see here you've matched the skeleton already. You got a head for that.
I love that bone color.
Yeah.
I am a little in the fence with the new 4-pack.
Yeah.
With that gray. I think it's cool, but I hate when they break the chancho, the color scheme.
Yeah.
It's my personal issue with my talk to have everything in the same color scheme.
Yeah. I think that probably for collectors it's cool to have something different, but if for customizers or if you're a little bit liking all your bones in the same color, then it is.
I have the same trouble.
I understand why they do it, you know.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. But I have the same with Valiant Knight. I think it was a perfect figure.
Yeah,
we need hundreds of Valiant Knights.
Yeah. For sure. Hopefully they have more of him, because that's what I'd like to see at their table. Actually, is stuff that is exclusive to them, in terms of that you couldn't get at the most retailers. So like Figura figures, stuff like the Valiant Knight skeletons, that kind of different stuff, rather than just waves that we've already pre-ordered and received. I mean, that's cool as well, but I'd like to see more of the stuff that's
I'm super terrible with names of the characters, but I really want to see if they have some of the cosmic one, the super heavy accessory, the blue the blue warrior with the gray head.
The gravekeeper.
Oh yeah, they have plenty of possibilities. Yeah,
Sligo. Yeah.
Sligo, that's the one. I really hope they have some of them, because I love
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Not enough.
Sure. Yeah. Although by the sounds of it, they mightn't have that many, because they mentioned with their sale coming up this week as we record.
Yeah.
That they have all-ins, but maybe not
all-ins. Yeah.
This was one of those ones I remember from our private group chat where we talk about the podcast, plan the podcast. This was one of those that came up. It's like, whoa, look what Mark has done. So this is a cool kind of clown face that you've made, like an orc that's wearing clown. Makeup.
It's crazy. It's
terrifying. Also very good.
It is.
So
it is.
Did you spray that white on afterwards?
Yeah.
After you done
to get that Joker effect, that poor makeup. Not a perfect one. If not, just. Mm-hmm.
Did you feel bad after doing the lovely orc skin that you'd have to spray white over? Because I nearly did that the other day when I was doing something with the airbrush, and I put primer into it instead of a varnish. It was finished. And I only noticed just before I pressed the trigger.
Oh no!
As I did, I was fine, no drama. But it would have been.
It happens. It happens. Yeah.
That for sure.
So, see, this is an amazing one, and this was on my do I ask Mark to do me one of these? And it was like, no, a clown just wouldn't work. And then Borderland Horde showed us the two that they're doing as well. It's like, well, now I sort of get a set of clowns. So. John, can you go back up for a second?
Yeah, sure.
You can start on this one. You can start.
Yeah,
on this one.
And like Anubis as well. I mean, everything that comes out, you always wait for it to land in Spain at Mark's house, and you'll get something a couple of days later. So this is Anubis head sculpt, or like a Anubis body with one of your.
It's like a priest.
Yeah. Very cool.
Strangely enough, you'd be surprised to know that I'm getting one of these from Mark at Legion.
Yeah. That's why I brought
it up.
I knew that it was. So tell me where to go here, Rich.
Keep going up a bit. There's like a purple alien.
Oh, okay.
Up a couple more. There you go. On the right hand side. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's on the new the second.
It's Ius, the second Ius. Yeah, I don't know the name of the second one. It's not Ius, but
Altar Silovius,
Typeton, or whatever.
That head works really well on that.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And you've matched it brilliantly, Mark.
Yeah, it's cool. It's the same I said before. Sometimes you don't think a color can match or can fit a head sculpt, and this one was requested by a customer that asked me if I want to do it. I said, okay, why not? And then there you go. It works super nice, and I never thought of it. So, yeah, super cool.
Yeah, it sure is.
And then the one directly below it, John, next, if you would.
This one?
Yeah, I'm getting one of those from Marcus. This is basically my shopping list, isn't it? But again, I'm going to use it not as a dwarf. So again, this is going to be one of my Templar.
It works. Yeah, it works perfectly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it's because the Jason sculpts, he's not super over large from dwarf. When he does dwarfs, they are not super over big, chunky heads. They are pretty standard heads and can work perfectly with human bodies.
Yeah. Don't tell that to the dwarf guys, though.
Oh, yeah, no. I
feel like if you painted the hood of that to match Sir Andrew, he'd fit, that face sculpt would fit well with the Sir Andrew's crowd. Is it Sir Andrew? The brown and
Repentant
green.
or something like that.
The Repentance, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Peter
you're right.
Andrew. Who is that? Is it the one that's Jordan's apprentice? No.
No, is it All Star 6? He's coming in. He's the kind
he's
of
a
pyromancer
almost
or something like that.
the same color as Galaron. Almost.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
It's a mage, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would work. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Good call, Mal. Good call. Right. Do we want to break you any further, Rich? Or
Well, I was just going to say some of the old. Are you bringing some of your older painted stuff as well, Mark? Some of your older
I try
sculpts?
to. Yeah, I'm trying to paint a little of my own stuff next week. So I will search on all of them and print and start painting.
Cool. Keep going down, John. Some of the older stuff. There's
Yeah.
I'm acting as a salesperson for Mark here, but we should mention
the one on the top here. That's named after Mal.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a very cool one. I painted
John
it to match Novi and Lean for Mal as a gift.
Very cool.
So love that one. Here it is actually painted by Mark. So here's what you could have had, Mal.
I really like what you've done as well.
Oh, okay. This one I know you're a fan of, Rich.
Yes.
That one is on my list to paint a few. Yeah.
So we have.
Yeah, it's a great sculpt.
A painted version of it here.
Mark and I were chatting about that one while he was doing it, sort of thing, and it's just like, yeah, that sounds like a brilliant idea. Just go for it.
Yeah, definitely. That's really unique. So, definitely a good idea.
Historical stuff always work with
Snake Men, like
this is
me and Snake
well,
Man.
Isn't
It's
it?
just
this is a fun head.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
Didn't you do one with a cowboy hat on it or something?
These cosmic ones.
Yeah, I have one with a cowboy hat. Yeah,
I've got these.
These cosmic ones are great. Yeah. They give me aliens vibes.
Yeah, Starship Troopers.
That's what I plan to do with them. I've got a couple of Novi and Lean bodies waiting to be worked on to use with them. So
and then there's the troll vampire too, which I don't really show about trolls particularly. So not for me, but if anyone wants, a cool big brood in Lithia's brood, then this is the way to go.
The troll, it's in Kulun House now.
Oh, is it?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He bought it last year. Oh, I don't know. Time's flying.
Really is.
Oh, old stuff here. Okay, here we go. Legion's gone. No, 2 years ago. Oh, holy moly!
But some of the like the dwarf with the big beard on the right there, and there's just some awesome stuff.
This guy.
This one. I mean, this is
gonna want. Yeah.
Yeah. This
super fun one. Yeah.
And you get a Scally Bone Splitter when that eventually arrives early next year.
Yeah.
On this head on it, and boom.
I need to do some upgrades on some of my old sculpts someday. I have a list that upgrading some ones. Yeah.
But your older stuff like this will be at Legion's Con, then, Mark, if people are looking for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Most of them say, yeah.
And then I had just one last question. These guys here, this
was a special collaboration with Artus. Yeah, with Artus. Yeah. He requested me to make a slight change in those bases to display all the zodiac signs. And yes, it was pretty fun, and he's doing brilliant job with all of them. It's a really nice set. I hope they sell as a lot together to someone, because he put a lot of effort on them, and he paints like a beast. Artus,
he does.
Oh yeah, that was that Zodiac ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we can ask him about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of cool effects, stone effects like marble. It's crazy how he paints.
Yeah.
Very good.
So are you still doing a chunk of sculpting yourself, Mark, or is it more the painting sort of side of things now? And
I think the last sculpt I did was the Egyptian set.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, gladly, I have been really busy painting. So I'm trying to jump into into the needs of the time, if I need to paint because people need or want painted pieces like that, and if the next month maybe there is no work about painting, I can start sculpting again, because I love everything related with all the process, sculpting, painting, printing. Yeah, it's so much fun.
Brilliant. So when the Four Horsemen reveal a lizard man finally at this year's Legions Con, then we can look forward to lots of lizard men.
Man, I wish I can see your face when that happens.
Oh, we'll have a live cam on Rich. I'm gonna.
He needs to put a cam attached to the neck, like here.
Yeah. How much is a GoPro to put on the end of his glasses?
That's it.
Come on, Patreons, help us out here. All right, Mark, that was awesome. Thanks a million for talking us through that stuff and for coming on the show, of course.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks' time. It's always those funny ones. It's the same with the three of us here. We get to meet on the other continent.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
We should make more effort.
It's a good excuse to go there.
Yeah, for sure. It's another bonus. It's another bonus.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, there you go. That was our 2 interviews for this week on the Road to Legions Con. And next week we have more interviews. I think that will be Brett Stoddard will be definitely among our interviews next week with Big Greg. And we have Arthas Zoran and Blaze Bear. So watch out for those. And we'll have more coming your way as well in the next couple of weeks before Legions Con. We might even get a bonus midweek episode. I think we're going to have one too many in that regard, so that's always a good thing. And Patreons will get them first and early, so all good.
And hey, at least there's only one bonus midweek episode this week, John, rather than like 8 or whatever it was last year.
Oh yeah. People
way too many guests.
People were giving out to me they couldn't keep up last year, and there's even more shows to keep up with this year than last year. So, definitely. We have to, but look, they'll still be there after Legions Con, Yeah. It's just, I want to get the ones out with the people that are, going to promote their tables and tell us what the stuff. I don't want to put them out the day before Legions Con, or even worse, the day after. So, we'll try and do that. And, give everyone, fair shot, their own little bit of publicity from what we can provide anyway, and it's going to be fun, and I can't wait. It's that zone now where I just wanted to be here,
Yeah,
there was a while there I was like, oh yeah, I can relax. Now it's just okay, now I'm fed up waiting, let's go.
100%.
Yeah. And
it's all rainy and miserable here in the UK as well, so it's just like I just want to be inside a hotel for 4 days. Weather can do whatever it likes there.
Totally. And you're off up to Walesy for a few days, Rich?
I am this weekend. Yeah. So I guarantee it'll be raining there. As it always is.
The further north you go, the worse it gets, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's always horizontal rain there as well. They don't mess around. It's not like a little bit of drizzle. It's like, you
put an umbrella over your head. It's like, oh yeah, no, the rain is coming in this way.
Yeah.
And you put it that way and it's like coming.
My mum's house looks over fields and fields and fields at the back. And so you can see the rain going horizontally across that. It's quite the sight. God. It's just like, oh my God.
Incredible. Well, there you go. So I'll play the outro. I'll take a chance on it.
Stay safe, everybody. And remember, the best way to stay safe at Legions Con is to buy something from the Euro Legions podcast table.
Oh, we're getting good at the promotion this week. I like it. Finally, 88 episodes.
That sounds like a threat. No, I didn't mean that like a threat. We love you all. We love you.
Buy something or Rich will give you a hug. Snuggle into his moves. Sorry, Rich, I don't even know if you have moves. I mean, you could have really good pecs. Who knows?
Oh no, I got moves.
I feel you. No, well, I don't feel you.